Yes, students. So in this particular presentation, I hope you might have understood by now that what is an algorithm, or we say that what are the steps in solving a certain problem. Okay. So yesterday when you came to the lab, many of you were clueless regarding what is to be done. So students, first thing is that is the reason why all instructions are given to you, that you have to bring your required books so that you at least have an objective with you. That is, you have a particular purpose. Until and unless you have a clearly defined objective, you won't be able to, you will be totally clueless as to what to do, right? So that is why uh, we always start with a problem. Okay, we need to have a question, which is our problem in question right now. And once that problem is there, what we do is we try to find a solution to that problem. So how do we find a solution to the problem? We need to first figure out the solution ourselves. Like if I were to solve this problem, what kind of solution will I apply? For example, let us take the case of the simple interest program. In the simple interest program, what all things do we need? What do we need to do? We need to just ask from the user the principal amount, the rate of interest, and the time period. And we need to just calculate, we need to apply a certain formula to calculate the simple interest. Right? So now students, when we have to apply a certain formula to calculate the simple interest, uh, you that formula which we are using, that formula which we are using, that is the logic. Okay, we are actually solving a problem. So you have to think in this way, that you have a problem. Now what solution you will find to solving the problem? So ऐसे सोचना है आपको, right? Every problem has its own unique solution, and there could be more than one ways of writing a program. Okay, so program comes a little later. Programming is actually coding, as you saw in this video. Uh, a very important part of your syllabus is introduction to problem solving, and it starts with designing an algorithm, that is a stepwise refinement of how to solve the problem, just like we saw an algorithm to brew tea, right? Similarly, if I tell you to bake cookies, so you will be following certain number of steps, like first of all, mix up all the ingredients. Second, preheat the oven to a certain degree. Then flat out the cookie sheet and read the cookie sheet. Put the batter in a certain order, okay, and then put this tray inside and then bake the cookies, then serve the cookies. So all the things, all these steps are to be executed in a certain sequence, and that too in the proper sequence. We cannot preheat the oven if we haven't prepared the batter. That would waste our electricity. Or we cannot serve the cookies before preparing the batter, right? So that is what you also have to keep in mind, the sequence, the order of statements, that also has to be kept in mind. कौन सा statement पहले आना है? For example, one problem which everybody was facing yesterday, you were using a variable before assigning any value to it. Before assigning any value, like you simply wrote over here like a equals b plus 2, and you said that I'm getting an error. Why you are getting an error? Because what is the value of b? No one knows. We need to first give a value to b and then use the value of b in an expression. So here the system knows that value of b is 2. So then it will give you the answer 2 plus 2, 4. But if it doesn't know at all that what is the value of b, then what will happen? What value will it use for b? Okay, so first it will give you an error over here, right? So these are the things you need to have a proper sequence in your program, right? Like for example, let's take the simple interest program only. If I have to write the algorithm, algorithm is also known as pseudocode. Pseudocode means it's a code, but it's a false code. False code in the sense that we are not using the syntax and the rules of any particular language in order to write the code. Okay, we are only using common English statements in order to write the steps. Okay, so this is like uh, pseudocode helps us to concentrate on the logic of the program. That is, it helps us to solve the problem rather than be worried about the syntax and structure and grammatical rules of that language. Once we have written the pseudocode, it becomes problem solving becomes easy. That is, we have found out the solution to a problem. Now we just have to convert this in the form of a source code written according to the rules of a certain programming language, right? So for this purpose only, we write an algorithm. So algorithm, like for if I take the case of a simple interest program, how will you write the algorithm? So we'll write the algorithm like this. Step one, first thing, read from user. Principal amount, we can write P, rate of interest, we'll write R, and time period. So you can see I am writing quite descriptive statements over here. Okay, that is T. This is my step one. Step two will be calculate simple interest is equals to P into R into T divided by 100. And my step three is going to be display simple interest. So this is done. This is known as an algorithm. Okay. So algorithm आपको लिखना आना चाहिए हर program के लिए. Some of you might be comfortable with first writing the algorithm, then writing the program. Some of you might be comfortable with directly writing the program. So that is up to you, but you should know how to write an algorithm. Okay, I will not take up algorithms for each of the chapter. Okay, algorithms only because this is something which is not that required. You won't carry this in class 12. Normally, it is considered a good programming practice to first write the algorithm, that is first solve the problem and then convert it into a program code. Okay, but we won't be wasting much time on algorithm. I will only give you a certain idea about how to write algorithms because this is a stepwise refinement which you need to write in your own language, right? So this you can do on your own, right? So, but algorithm is a very good method of solving problems. So those all those who have trouble or difficulty finding the solution to a problem, you can take up algorithm first. Okay. So very first thing is how to solve a problem. This you need to get into your mind. Means आपको खुद के लॉजिक्स डेवलप करने पड़ेंगे. किसी प्रॉब्लम को आप कैसे सॉल्व करोगे आपको सोचना पड़ेगा. Is it clear? Now all those questions, assignment questions which I have given you students, all the questions I did not teach in the class, right? Some of the questions are there where you have to do a little bit of thinking of your own, right? So do that, and what you need to do is just sit with a copy, sit with a pen and paper, try to solve the problem on pen and paper. That how would you solve this problem? Then you try to think in terms of a computer, that how a computer would solve this problem, or how would I give instructions, in what way I'll give instructions to the computer so that it will solve the problem, right? So for that you have to do a lot of hit and trial. Once the program is not executing, आप लोग क्या कर रहे हो? एक बार program आपने चलाया, error आ गया, and you sit there, you wait for the teacher to come to you and then give you the solution. No, teacher is of course there, okay, for helping you and guiding you, but teacher should be the last resort. Before that, you are the programmer. You have to find the solution using hit and trial. If one particular solution is not giving you the expected output, try the second method. Try changing the method or try changing the logic. Okay, then check until you get the expected result. That is the only way of developing logic, students. Okay, go on trying. Change the values, change the logic of the program. अगर प्लस करने से आंसर नहीं आ रहा तो उसमें मल्टीप्लीकेशन लगाओ. Okay, do anything, and again you need to do hit and try, right? So you have to use hit and trial in order to find the solution. Second thing is, when you get syntactical errors, you get an error and you sit there, ma'am, what is the problem? You have to ask that question to yourself. Why? Because in your exam, you will come across error finding questions where you'll be given a program code and you have to find errors from those programs. Okay, so तक आप खुद errors find नहीं करोगे, तब तक आपको ये error finding नहीं आएगा, right? So when you get a particular error in a statement, first read that statement, because Python gives you the line number. Python exactly gives you what is the error. So read that question first. If it is giving a syntax error, why is it giving a syntax error? There could be a possibility you might have done something, okay, you might have forgotten or overlooked the case sensitivity. Somewhere you might be using simple interest like this, and next time you might be using it like this. So sheer case of case sensitivity. Okay, somewhere you might have violated some rule. Okay, so whatever you are using, you might have violated a rule for naming a variable. So वो error जो है उसको खुद analyze करो. Practical session, right? So that's what I was saying, that for error finding, you need to read the statement. So today when you come to the school and you find an error, your first approach should be, first find out the error yourself. It's like a puzzle, find out what is the error. क्यों error मिल रहा है? Am I violating any rule? Am I not following any particular rule? Or have I used the wrong, have I used a digit before, or have I started the identifier with a digit, or is there any space within my identifier? So you check for all those things. The more you do that, okay, you will automatically them. Understood? तो वो ऐसे ही आएगा, hit and trial करना पड़ेगा आपको. You have to follow the method of trial and error till you get your answer. Teacher should be your last resort. कि मैंने बहुत try कर लिया, सब कुछ try कर लिया, answer नहीं आ रहा है. I'll give you a simple example. When you suppose it is like you are a little bit sick, okay, you start sneezing and you start getting a runny nose, okay, you start feeling uncomfortable. Do you rush to the doctor right on the first day? No. You first think it's a common cold. I'll try to, the symptoms are very common. So I'll first try to take some medicine or try some home remedies to get rid of the cold. You try out some home remedies, you drink some decoction made from herbs. Okay, you take hot milk with turmeric powder in it, and maybe one day you take ample sleep, okay, and maybe 1 or 2 days and you are good to go. That is, you are cured. So you saved yourself the time to go to the doctor. But in case a lot many days have passed and your fever is not going down, and then you suspect something else which you are not able to figure out, then you go to the doctor, right? So you have to think in this way. First, try to solve the problem yourself, and teacher should come last. When you are not at all able to find the solution, then you should ask the teacher. Is it clear? So this is what you need to follow for solving a problem. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I have a small quiz over here. Give me the correct answer. Okay, which of these is not a step in problem solving? Coding, debugging.
Option C.
Option C.
Option C. Okay, let's see
Option C.
whether it's the correct answer. Yes, it is the correct answer. Choosing the right set of
Option
users
C.
is not. Yes, it is the correct answer. It is not a step in problem solving. Next. Which of the following is not a characteristic of a good algorithm?
Option D.
Legibility.
Option D.
Option D.
Option D.
Option D.
Let's see. Yes, it's the correct answer. Legibility is not a characteristic of a good algorithm. And the last one. Why are the steps analyzing the problem and developing the algorithm crucial to problem solving?
Option D.
Option B.
Option D.
Option B.
Option B. Okay, why are the steps analyzing the problem and developing algorithm crucial to problem solving? First is given, let's analyze them to understand the problem correctly, to know the inputs and outputs. Okay, obviously this cannot, option B cannot be, because it is not just for inputs and outputs that we are writing an algorithm.
Yes, ma'am.
To learn the
Option
syntax
A.
is better.
Ma'am, option A.
Option D.
Right. There is a tie
Option
between
D.
option A and option D, right? So now in this, how many say option A? Raise your hands, please. Let me see how many of you are raising your hands. Okay. 4 people have raised their hands. 5 people. Okay, let's go with this one. That is option A. Let's submit. This is the wrong answer. It should be,
Option D.
okay, that is also, I don't know why it
Option
was,
C.
should have been option A. And last is this one. To learn the syntax is better. No, I don't think so. Students, I'm not going, I don't agree with this particular solution. Why? Because steps to analyze the algorithm has nothing to do with the syntax of your program. Okay, syntaxes will differ according to different programming languages. Why problem solving is, why is it important? Why the steps analyzing the problem and developing the algorithm crucial to problem solving? It can be two of them, that is to understand the problem correctly, yes, and to increase the efficiency of code. But then increasing the efficiency of code comes very later. So A is the
Yes.
most suitable answer over here, in my opinion. Okay, it's not that every time whatever the software like this particular web portal which we are using, it's not necessary that all answers provided there will be correct. So always depend upon your own wit. Okay, that why a particular answer is correct or not. Fine. So we are going to close this over here, and let's move on to our today's. Now, today also you are going to continue with what you were doing when you come for your practical, students. You are going to first complete the part which was left yesterday in your practical book, right? And then you will switch. Once that is complete, you will move on to your assignment questions. That assignment should be completed, okay? Because that is the first installment in your sequential programming. Now when we when I teach something else, I will be giving another assignment consisting of programs of that type, right? So here we are. Yes, bare bones of a Python program. So we need to understand what are the bare bones of a Python program. You can see these are all the parts of a Python program: expressions, statements, comments, functions, blocks, and indentation. So it is very essential to understand the bare bones of a Python program, right? So let me write a sample program over here so that I can explain to you how Python program looks like and what are the various things which it contains. So here we are, and students, this is your interactive mode. Kindly refrain from creating programs in this mode, because if you create programs in this mode, you won't be able to save them. Okay, so go to file, click on new file, open a new untitled Python script window and write your program over here. Okay, so I'm saving this, and as I have already made it clear yesterday, you should always organize your work and save your programs in a particular folder. So I'm going to save my program over here and name your program according to the work it is doing. So here we are learning about bare bones of a Python program. So I'm just using the term over here. Now a sample program I'm writing, please don't be confused because I'm going to define a function also. Function I will be teaching you a little later, but right now it is only to explain to you the bare bones of a Python program. So suppose I have a function here named calcsum, which takes two inputs and it returns a plus b, and I will explain everything, so don't be confused. So you can see a simple program over here consisting, okay, I did a mistake. Yes, so this is a simple Python program which you can see here. Let me take a screenshot. Now see, what are the bare bones? First thing over here, expressions. You will find statements like these, which are a combination of operands, okay, and operators. So here operands are A, B, and 2. These are the operands. And what are my operators? Plus and division. Right, so this is an expression. So we can have any number of expressions in our program. Okay. Functions. What are functions? They are small sub-programs, or we can say parts of a larger program, and which performs a definite task. It's complete in itself and it performs a definite task. As you can see, this particular function is calculating what? The average of two numbers. So function is a sub-program. It helps in dividing a problem into smaller manageable parts, right? So functions you will be seeing a little later in your syllabus, right? Right now, what you are going to handle is simple sequential programming. And then you can see certain things written with a hashtag in the beginning. These are comment lines. A hashtag usually represents a single line comment. Right? And this particular area represents the global area, also known as the main area. Okay, we represent this by underscore main underscore. Main area means this is the point from where the execution will begin. Python directly never starts executing the function. It will always start executing the first statement in the global area. And here the first statement is what? A. A equals int input, right? So it will start it from this point. Then move on to the next statement, then the next statement, and here it finds a function call. So when it finds a function call, now the program control will go to this function. This function will be executed and the result will be returned back to this value here. This is the result. Some value will be calculated और वो कहाँ return होगा, कहाँ save होगा, AV के अंदर. Okay, and then print average of two numbers is 8. Right? So we saw these things. Statements. These are all the statements. A equals int input, enter a value. B equals int input. This is a statement. This is a statement. There are 4 statements in the global area. Right? Seen comments, we have seen functions, we have seen. Next is blocks and indentation. So what are blocks and indentation? You will understand this when you study if statement. So in the next class, we will start with the if statement, right? So it's already time, so I am stopping the class here.